This is Passport Brother Todd again. This video is about the Philippines. Talk about my experiences, what I have observed in the Philippines when it comes to the women in the Philippines. Out of all the Asian countries, they make the best wives. They really take care of their men. When I'm watching them, like for example, there's one YouTuber, he's in his mid to late 60s, and he's in the Philippines, and he's giving an interview to the Filipino P, and he says that these women he's meeting are in their 40s, and they're telling him that they just want to take care of him, right? And he's like, no, I'm a single guy, I'm a bachelor, I don't need anyone, I don't want anyone to take care of me. But these women want to take care of him, and they're telling him, I want to take care of you. Then when I'm at the airport watching these foreign men with these Filipinas, and they're married or their girlfriends, and some Filipinos are kind of short and they're tall. They're always stroking the arm, or stroking the back, which is kind of nice, especially if you're a guy. But at the same time, they're also letting the other girls know this is my man, and you stay the hell away from him. When I'm on the ferry going from Cebu to Bohol, this guy, he's in his late 60s, maybe mid 60s. His wife, they just got married. Well, I think they've been married for about a year, and she's in her mid 20s, and they're all lovey-dovey and they're all happy. And like I said, I see them how they treat their men on a ferry, at the airport, McDonald's, for example. There's one couple, he's white, she's Filipina. They had a 14 to 16-year-old high school girl, right? So they've been married for a while. Now his wife, who's the Filipina, she's on her phone having a deep conversation, but she never let her man get more than 2 feet from her. If he moved, she moved. She was always within 2 feet of him. Yes, that's marking her territory and telling the other girls to stay the hell away from him, but at the same time, that's part of them being affectionate and attentive towards you. So how they treat the men don't stop. It pretty much is consistent throughout the whole marriage and the whole relationship. So if you treat them right, they're going to treat you right. It seems what I've been observing is that Filipino women, they get really emotionally involved, emotionally attached to the men, right? Which is a good thing because they're always going to take care of you. And if you bring them back to America or United States or Canada, they're not going to cheat or do any of that stuff. And then I watch YouTube videos about guys who are married to these women and watch how the women react to them and how the women, stroke their shoulders, stroke their backs, stroke their hair as they're doing the interviews and stuff like that. And how one guy, he went to the United States and he had a little episode and his wife was just worried and panicked about him, which is understandable. Watching another YouTube channel called Every Man Has a Story, and he's told me about how he met his wife and they had dinner at his apartment one night, and he got up to clean or wash dishes, and she said, no, that's my job. And she already had her college degree. Watched another YouTube channel where they were interviewing Filipinas, and one of them said that, it's up to the man to decide when we're going to get married. It's up to the man to decide when we're going to have a child. Watched another YouTube channel about Filipinas. They were interviewing on the street. They said, now what he has or what the man can potentially have is not what we care about. What we care about is having a good man. That's the prize. A good man is more of the prize than what he can provide. And I do believe that. I think that's pretty much true throughout Asia, because Asia takes 2 incomes to raise a family. Like I said, there's no domestic violence laws here. And in the Philippines, there's no divorce. So which means that these women are going to be with you for a long ass time. So one of the things they look for is a good man. So the Philippines, when it comes to women, everyone you get with is probably going to be a great girl, except for, you can meet, the scammers on the internet and the dating apps. But like you keep saying, the men who have the best marriages met their wives when they were working. They didn't meet them on the dating apps. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, but so far all the men that I talked to did not meet their wives on the dating apps, even in the Philippines. And you don't have to. I mean, the Philippines is filled with beautiful women. And if you go out to the provinces, like this one guy I met, one passport brother, Sean, on Phuket. He went to the Philippines first before he came to Thailand, and he said that if you go to the Philippines, you can be married in a couple of weeks. And that is true. And the only reason why it takes a couple of weeks is because you got to do all the paperwork. If it wasn't for the paperwork, it'd probably be a couple of days. But you also got to understand that when it comes to getting a good man in the Philippines, for the women, it's cutthroat, very cutthroat. Very cutthroat. The older ones are going to approach you first, and they're going to try to keep the younger ones away from your ass. The younger ones seem to be having a little bit of a self-esteem problem. And a lot of them just drop dead gorgeous. Whether you're in Cebu or out in the provinces. But in the provinces, you're going to have a lot better luck because there's nothing out there. So when you show up, you're new, you're different, and you keep coming there every day. I mean, it takes 2 hours to drive out there, or maybe an hour, and you go to the same place all the time, and pretty soon, in a couple of days, they're going to know who the hell you are. You're going to know your name, because basically there's nothing else to do but just to gossip. So everyone is going to know you within town if you keep coming there for about 3 days straight, and that's when women are going to start showing up. All right? And check you out. First, the older ones are going to show up and try to keep the younger ones away. But like I said, the younger ones seem to have more of a self-esteem problem, and they don't really realize how pretty they actually are. All right? And that also could be because of a number of different reasons. Because they probably say to themselves, what do I have to offer this guy who's a foreigner, who seems to have money, his shit together? What do I have to give him when he has so much to give? When he has so much to give to me? And they don't realize that they have a lot to give. It's who they are, how they treat their men, how they take care of us. They have a lot to give, and they don't realize that. I don't think the younger ones realize that. The older ones, I think, are more lonely, tired of struggling. They want a man, which is understandable. I mean, I think a lot of these Filipinos have a self-esteem issue. So if she's not giving you play, she may like you, she may think you're attractive in a lot of different ways, but she may not think she has anything to offer you. And you have to make the first move. When you're out in the Proverbs, man, like I said, go to the same place, drive out there 1 to 2 hours, and go to the same area day in and day out, and pretty soon they're gonna start showing up. And don't be surprised if the older ones don't take no for an answer. I mean, they'll be pushing and pushing and pushing. But the younger ones, they will be interested. I mean, I saw some old guys, like I said, 60, mid-60s, late 60s, got some beautiful Filipinos who are in their mid-20s.